into a deeper search strategy using Google and also Infotopia to see what we can come up with. We're going to take our findings and compile them in our Diigo libraries, which we have already set up, and we're going to create an outline. So let's get started. I could have typed in just New York. I could have typed in New York State, but I decided to be as clear as possible. So I asked Google the question, what are the regions of New York State? Clicking here, this is visitnewyorkstate.net. So this is a network. New York Visitors Network is a guide for tourism, travel, lodging, real estate, and more, organized by topic, regions, etc. All right, sounds like a good place to start. Once there, we see that yes, indeed, this is a very valid source for our inquiry as to what are the regions of New York State. We have a nice color-coded diagram here in addition to the map. Let's add this to our Diigo library. We're going to add it to the outliner New York State project as we had already set up before. So from there we have it saved. Let's go back and see what else Google had for us. Regions of New York State Department of Environmental Conservation. So this is dec.newyork.gov. Definitely going to be a reputable source for our information. So here we have a numbered grid. Underneath, there's more information about each of those regions. Looks like this is a clickable link, so if you wanted to find more information about each of the regions, you could click there. Also along the left tab, we see there's many different categories we can pick on. This looks like a pretty good website for us to keep. So again, let's add this to our Diigo library and save it. Add it to the outliner, New York State project. Save. We're good to go. We can continue on. Back to Google. This one, newyorkgeography.org. Okay, so it's an organization, but it's geography based. Regions.html. Here, remember, Google allows us to look for similar websites if we choose to. But for now, let's just click on this one and see. So here we have clearly in the middle, you can see different regions, and you can click on any region to enter the site. Looks like this would be a great place to come back to. I really like how they diagrammed the map and gave us different images for different areas of our state. We'll save that one. Again, New York State. Moving on, let's see how many more we can find. So this next one, www.2.lhric.org. Okay, I'm not really sure what that means right away, but we could check on it to see if this might be what we're looking for. Regions of New York, click on a region to learn more about it. So here we have clickable links, although this is by Nikki. Who is Nikki? Do we know if Nikki got good information, if this is a reputable site? Let's scroll down. So this is Mr. Brown's class. Looks like it's at a school, created by Terry, who's a computer teacher at a school. Well, although this is interesting information, I don't know Terry, I don't know the school, I'm not really sure I want to use that site. Let's go back and look for more. NewYorkParks.com. Parks and Recreation, historic, looks a little more like it. And here we have, and look up here, this is back to the New York State website again. But here we again have another good site. We trust this website and can add this to our Diigo library. So looks like we got, I'll go to my library quick and see, but it looks like we have in our outliner, we'll see how many texts we have here now. We just picked up a couple more here and brought them in, but I still think we'd like to check out Infotopia. So here we are in Infotopia. Again, very specific language. What are the regions of New York State? So here we go in this box, ads by Google. Well, they're ads, so somebody's paying for us to see them. I don't know if I want to see what they're offering me. I'm going to skip below it. Now this little interesting thing here shows me that 12% of the information that we're going to find below is history of New York State, 6% being social sciences, and 5% being other informational portals, which are most likely clickable links to more information. So, but here we go. This one is census.gov, New York region. Now this may just be the region of New York, which is not the information we're seeking here. I'm going to read it for a second. New York region. Yeah, this just shows us as one region, so this isn't exactly what we want, but we could be more specific if we chose. So let's keep the census in mind, but not use it right now. Here we have Britannica. Britannica is the encyclopedia of choice as used by Infotopia. We end up seeing a lot of Britannica. There's more census, agriculture regions. That might be interesting to look at, but although that's 1964, so not relevant to what we're looking for now. Let's just look at this first site here on Britannica. Gives us information. I'd like to see a colored map that divides those regions for us to look at. Nope. And I'm not seeing it. So at this stage in our research, where we're really just looking to find out what different regions people define as existing in New York State, I'm not really sure that this site is going to give us what we want. Over here, history, I was going to try to scroll down. Yeah, there really isn't much of what we're looking for. But once we go looking for more broad information, it might be interesting to come back here. But for now, I don't think it's doing what we need. So if we go back to Infotopia, I'm really not as pleased with the things I'm finding on this site as I was on Google. So it's important to use more than one search engine because you end up finding very different things. I'm going to check the second page here just on a whim to see if we can find anything we want. Now, New York State Department Economic Development, but I'm looking here and I'm seeing a color-coded map, which is just what we like to see. And here we have a description of the different regions as defined by the New York Department of Economic Development. I think this is interesting. Although it's 2010, so it's 5 significant years ago. However, I think this will be an interesting basis of comparison to put with our others. So again, we're going to save this to Diigo. We're going to find our outliner. Oops. New York State Project. Save it. And there we go. So now I think we've done enough searching on Infotopia and on Google to go look at the information that we found and see what we can do with it. So over here on the left, we have a list of all the sites that I have in my library. I'm just going to type in the word region here. Click it. Those are all that have the maps for me. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually really not happy with the way this was turning out. So I'm going to try to get rid of all of it. Delete all. And, oh, no. Oh, clickable links. There. Okay, New York State regions. So, enter. This was the Parks and Rec site. This was another one. I'm going to put it above. I feel it deserves a higher position there. Environmental and a visitor's guide map. So from here, what we're going to want to do is we're going to start wanting to find out the information that we want to fill out our chart that I am going to pass to you. We will come back to building this outline again later.